So what is Teaching Assistant chatbot then? It is a deep learning based chatbot in which we have used neural network. It is specifically developed for software engineering website Mute. It will able to give students a basic course demonstration. A student can ask questions related to software engineering in this chatbot. The main thing about this chatbot is that it will going to deal both the semantic based as well as keyword based user queries. Before heading towards the chatbot explanation, let's talk about its background. Nowadays, work is transferring from people to machine in the form of chatbot. Industries, educational institutes, e-commerce websites, healthcare institutes are opting for chatbot in order to provide better user satisfaction, to maintain student involvement in the course, to increase the revenue, to guide the patient with their disease, and for many other reasons. After the success of personal assistant chatbots like Siri, Google Assistant, Alexa, Microsoft Cortana, other domains, especially educational institutes, are rapidly opting for it for different purposes. So why chatbot is important in educational institute? Now more and more educational institutes are opting for this cost-effective yet valuable way of engaging students in the learning process. Because students today are more exposed to technology. Instant messages, virtual assistants, social media have become their school hallway. Chatbot is just like a messaging app as a medium of student-teacher communication, just like in a classroom. So the main importance of the educational chatbot is it improves communication, increase productivity, and minimize ambiguity from interaction. Some of the examples of educational chatbots are Jill Watson of Georgia State University. It is actually developed to assist online students in their course related queries, because dealing manually with thousands of students' questions is very hectic task for the teachers. So this chat was developed to automate this process. The second one is Percy. Percy is developed to guide students for assignment and quiz scheduling. Let me tell you what researchers say about the chatbot in educational institute. It is to be said that in the next 20 years, AI chatbot is going to replace a student's favorite teacher. So you can understand how a chatbot is going to transform educational system. This is one of the survey conducted from the user about which of the benefits they like most about the chatbot. You can see the statistics about the surveys, like 64% of the users like the availability, and 55% like the instant responses and all the other easy communication and all the other responses. So with this survey you can easily understand how users find chatbot beneficial. Now let's move towards the aim and objectives of Artificial Teaching Assistant chatbot. One of the most important objectives is to provide 24/7 availability of virtual teaching assistant to the students of Software Engineering Department Mute. Second one is to provide easy to reach platform to students. Since it is a web-based chatbot, a student can access it anywhere from their mobiles or PC. All they're going to need is just an internet. One of the major problems many students face is social anxiety that ultimately leads to less confidence. Some get anxiety from the idea of asking questions in front of the classmates. Some get worried about what their teacher is going to think about their question. So we are going to solve this problem. With our chatbot, they can ask any question and feel completely comfortable and anonymous while asking the question. Well, as chatbot is a trend now, many well-known websites are opting for it. So why not introduce this on our software engineering website that can deal many students at a time? Chatbot will give clear, concise, and correct answer. The main goal to keep the answer clear and concise is to make the answer easier to understand for students, because less is more. Students now don't need to navigate lengthy blogs for their simple answers. We are providing one platform for all their basic course related queries with a valid answer, because dataset that is that we have built from scratch is built using the material provided by the teachers and other books. Teachers at every level have hundreds of students. They are many times too busy in grading papers, planning for the course, in their research work, and etc. In this scenario, giving the student time after the class is just like increasing the workload. So our chatbot will reduce the teacher workload too, so that they can utilize that time in other productive stuff. Now let's head towards the chatbot explanation. We have created thousands of lines of data set from scratch, as I have discussed this earlier too, and that data has been taken from the material provided by the teachers and other books. First of all, we have created data pre-processing model. Since the data set initially was in a .txt format, that is in the form of question and answer, we create data pre-processing model that tokenize that data set and store it in .pkl format, and that .pkl format data is used in training the model. So first of all, let me give you a brief summary of how everything is working. So first of all, we create the model using neural network, and after creating the model, we train that model, and after training that model, we create the inference model. That inference model is actually used for predicting the result from the training model. We have built a model using long short-term memory network, that is LSTM, and it is a modified version of recurrent neural network, RNN. Since we are dealing with the sequence of input data and output data, so we have built a sequence to sequence model that takes a series of words as an input and returned by translated series of words as output, as described in the diagram below. This diagram is actually indicating the sequence to sequence model, and it consists of encoder, decoder, and LSTM. So let's describe furthermore. This model actually requires three arrays. That arrays are in encoded input data, decoded input data, and decoder output data. So in these arrays, we are actually tokenizing the question and answer and padding them to their maximum length. Padding is just like we are adding 0 at the end of each question and answer to equate the length to the maximum length. Encoder decoder model. This is our main model that is comprises of the layers, architecture, and all that. Let's dig more into layer architecture. The basic configuration is follows. We have two input layers, one for the encoded input data and second one for the decoded input data, and the embedding layer for converting token vectors to a fixed size dense vector. Dense vector is any vector in which you have number of values as non-zeros, and then the LSTM layer that provide access to a long short-term cell, and then we have dense layer for output. Let's talk about their connection. So there is a working of their connection. The encoded input data comes in the embedding layer. The output of the embedding layer goes to the LSTM cell, which produce two state vectors. Let me clear here. The LSTM produce two state vectors, H and C. H refers to a hidden state vector, and C refers to a memory state vector. These states are set in the LSTM cell of decoder. The decoder input data comes in through the embedding layer, and the embedding goes to the LSTM cell to produce the sequences that we want as an output. This is our model summaries, in which you can see our layered names and how they are connected. Okay, the model part is over. Now comes the training part. So we have trained the model with 150 epos with a best size of 50, and we get a very nice loss rate that is of 6.730 with 10 raised to power minus 5. Now comes to the inference model. As I already described before, inference model is actually a prediction model. We have created two inference model. One is a encoded inference model that takes the user question that he asks on the website as an input and output the LSTM state H and C that I already described before. And the second one is a decoded inference model. Decoded inference model takes the output of the above inference model as an input, and the second input it takes is the answer already into the sequence already available in the training set. With this input, it going to generate the answer asked of the question asked by the student. After the generation of the question, that output is sent to the encoder model encode that answer and send it back to the user on the website in the user readable form. So this is how our model training and inference model is working to generate the answer of the user question. So the tools and technique we have used is, for model we have used TensorFlow, Keras, NumPy, Pickle, or 2Egg, and Google Colab for training the models, because training the models required GPU and a lot of processing power, so we used cloud source. And for the web app we'll use Flask, Jinja, HTML, CSS, and Visual Studio Code. This is the interface over a chatbot, and here you can ask questions related to the field. So let's start chatting. You can ask the same question multiple ways. For instance, I ask what is software, and it is generating. What if I change the way? It is still generating the answer correctly. This is because of our deep learning technique. The chatbot is not relying on a single structure of the question, and it can also understand the semantic of the question. Since we have also included the keyword based queries as well, so I can just type the software and it will going to generate the answer for it. You see, chatbots is almost trained on all the subjects of software engineering, so I can ask anything related to any topic, basic topic of course. So I want to ask about topology. It is generating the answer correctly. What if I don't understand something including in the answer? For instance, I don't know what is first topology. All I need to do is copy the word and paste it over here, and based on the keyword based queries, it will going to generate the answer for that word. It is generating the answer very correctly. What if I don't understand what is star topology too? It is generating. We have dealt the abusive and harsh language part too. So if you give the chatbot harsh comment or abusive language, it will going to give you a very nice comment in return. This harsh language and abusive language part we have separately deal in the model. You need to write the spelling correctly in order to get the answer. But what if you misspelled? If you misspelled, like if I misspell the word here, software, it chatbot is going to give you a message as an identifier to check your question again. And if you press Q, it will going to clear the screen. So this is all about our chatbot. Thank you.